Walkthroughs. Everything you need to know about physically walking through a property, let's go. Look, you're excited. You found the right property. You booked a showing. Look at you go. Before you even go physically view the property, before you even do your physical walkthrough, here's what you're gonna do. Our old friend Google. We're gonna Google this bad boy. We're gonna take a look at it. We're gonna look at the street view. We're gonna look at the satellite view. We're gonna get an idea of the actual footprint. We're gonna get an idea of the location in the actual city. What else is around there? Is it the only old building in the area? Is it the only new building in the area? Is it the exact same as everything else? I'm gonna Google street view around the block. If I don't know the area that well, listen, you're just getting an idea of the building and the location and the area. More information is better. Just take a couple minutes. Lot research. What's the lot size? Is there any easements, right-of-ways? What's the zoning? We're doing that next. After that, we're gonna look at the driveway and the parking. Easily accessible. Do I need driveway? Is there lots of empty spaces? Is most of the lot parking or storage? Right? We're starting to get the wheels turning on what we can do with that space, what the condition is, right? Then we're gonna look at the demographic data. If you're a savvy investor, you probably already have an idea of the type of people that are gonna be living in that area, your renter profile, but there are resources where you can get demographic data for specific neighborhoods here in Ontario and in Canada. I wanna know, are they mostly renters? Are they educated? Are they blue collar workers, white collar workers? Are they not working at all? Is this in an up and coming neighborhood? Is this already in a really nice neighborhood? We're getting an idea of the location so we can do a little bit more of a location analysis before we even view the property. This helps us give context and more information so that we know what to expect or we know what we want to expect before we physically view the property. Now that you've done that, you're ready to physically walk through, here's some tips. So sometimes you book your walkthrough before you send out your letter of intent or your offer. Other times you want an LOI or an offer engaged before you actually physically walk through the property. Depends on the seller situation, the asset, and you as well as a potential buyer. So you can do it before or after an LOI or an offer. There's lots of options. But when you are booking your walkthrough, are you booking it yourself as a buyer? Are you working with an agent, right? But I am booking a showing, I'm asking, okay, great, who's gonna be showing me the property? Do I get to walk through it myself? Is the listing agent gonna be present? Is the seller gonna be present? Is the property manager gonna be present? So I can get a better idea of who is actually going to be on site when I'm physically viewing the property. Now, the reason why this is so important is I'm building rapport with the listing agent. Because if this deal doesn't work out, I want them to know I'm serious, I'm legitimate, and if they have any other properties that do fit what I'm looking for, they know that Zach and his guys are ready to rock and roll and they're legit. Next up, property manager. Property manager, this is the person who's actually been living and breathing and operating this building. They know the tenants, they know the location, they know the problems. Build rapport with them. Ask them questions as you're going through. Show that you are serious. You don't want to talk their ear off. You want to listen, but you also want to actively ask questions on things that you're seeing, what they know about the area, and their experience. Listen, they want to help the seller sell the building maybe. Or maybe even if you're lucky, the property's been self-managed, so the seller is going to be present there with you. Build rapport with the seller. People want to do business with people they like. Listen, people want to do business with people they like. Be somebody that they like. They may open up, they may be more willing to negotiate with you, and they may be more willing to work with you to come to a mutually beneficial agreement. They're going to work with you way better if they like you and they know you're legit. So prove that to them as you're walking through the building. Show up looking sharp, shake their hand, give them the business card, explain to you how excited you are about the opportunity and how you're thankful for their time and you can't wait to see the building. This is great for everybody, right? We want to make sure that they know that we're serious. You don't want to be that guy that's going through saying absolutely nothing, giving them no rapport, building no relationship, and then just pointing out all the things that are wrong with their building. That is not going to help you get a deal done, guys. So let's get into the order of how you're typically going to be viewing properties and a few tips and tricks on things to look for each step. Alrighty, so for those of you who haven't viewed properties like this before, this is a typical order of operations when you're doing a walkthrough. For you guys that are experienced out there, I hope this is a refresher and I share some little tidbits of things that we're looking for as we're going through a property. Numero uno, we're shaking hands, we're kissing babies, we're making friends with the listing agent, the property manager, the seller, whoever's showing us. Great, we're outside the building. When I pull up, is the grass cut? Is the snow done? Are there a bunch of AC wall-mounted units that are leaking all over the exterior? What are the windows like? What's the exterior condition like? Is there lots of cracks? Is there water sitting by the foundation? Does it look like the driveway's been done in the last 30 or 40 years? Am I seeing lots of discoloration around the downspouts? I'm looking at everything. Are there a bunch of old dilapidated cars just collecting dust and have snow stacked on them because they haven't been moved in 4 years in the back? Right? Is the garbage area properly maintained? Do they have professional garbage services or do the tenants take care of it? Right? I want to get a better understanding overall of how well the exterior is been maintained. If there's balconies, if there's sliding doors, is it a flat roof? Right? What's the drainage system like? Is there water pooling anywhere? Is the foundation cracking? Are there, lots of holes and lots of inconsistencies in the brickwork? Are the windows old as hell? Right? Are there lights? Are there cameras? Is there security systems? Are the pathways easily accessible? Right? I'm getting a better feel for overall how this building will actually be operated and maintained from an exterior perspective, because there are lots of costs associated with maintaining big properties like this. So, quick and dirty exterior walk around number 1. Number 2, mechanical room. Take me to see the guts. If the guts are in trouble, if they're old, they're rusty, they're dated, they need a ton of work, that's fine. I want to see them. Is there asbestos down there? Is there knob and tube wiring? Are they separately metered? Are there multiple boilers, hot water tanks? I want to see it all. These are expensive things that we need in order to operate the building. So I got to get an idea of the condition, where they're located. Are they properly maintained? Are they easily accessible? Do they have to be replaced? I'm asking questions as we're going through on their experience. Who maintains these boilers? Who maintains these units? Right? How often are they serviced? Has there been a flood down here? Right? And then finally, since we're already in the mechanical room, that's likely in the basement, boom, take me to see the rest of the basement. Take me to see the storage lockers. Take me to see the empty space that is underutilized. Can I use it for something? Storage space, lockers, more laundry, whatever. And then take me to laundry facilities. They're usually in the same area, right? Are they easily accessible? Are they clean? Are they dungy and dingens? Are the laundry units even working? Are they cloying? Are they owned, right? I want to get a better understanding. These you're doing right away. Very hard to hide things for the exterior in the basements and the mechanical rooms. But if I do see things, I'm asking, hey, that looks like there's some moisture there. Is this pretty common? I'm not saying, hey, there's water coming in, I'm not buying the property. I'm coming from a place of curiosity, right? You want to be curious. You don't want to be an a-hole. You don't want to be too direct, but don't be afraid to ask questions as you're going through these parts of the property. All right, you've done the exterior. You looked at the mechanical room, laundry, storage, basement area. We're looking at the underbelly, right? This is the guts. Does it check out? Next, we're going through the common areas. You're going to have to go through this to access things like the laundry room anyway, because that's probably a common area. Walk through the hallways, the front door, the back door. Is it carpeted? Is it hardwood? Is it old? Does it smell? Is it well maintained? Are there air fresheners? Are there lights? Are they automatic? Are they LED? Are there fire alarms? Is there, multiple locking systems? Where's the mailboxes? I'm looking to get a sense for everything about this building. Do they have cute little wreaths up in Christmas and little, fancy little mats for your shoes? Is it spick and span, or, does it need to be cleaned up a little bit? This will also start to give you an indication of how well the property's actually been managed and maintained by the current owner, right? This is all more information. I'm asking questions as I'm going through, right? Next up, we're going to get into as many units as we possibly can. Now look, I don't need to see every unit right away to determine if I'm interested in the building or not. And I'm not necessarily interested in making notes on my first walkthrough for the specific condition and concerns on every single unit I go through. I'm looking at, generally speaking, how big is the living space, what are the features, and what is the profile of tenant that's actually living there. This is what you want to get information on by viewing as many units as possible during your initial walkthrough. I'm not making notes on, this one needs new flooring, this one needs a new stove. That's not necessarily what I'm doing during my first walkthrough. We're getting an idea of the size, who rents there, what are the features, so I can get a better understanding of what current market rents are, what's the demographic, and what's the likelihood to achieve that next financial step with this particular asset, right? And then finally, we're building rapport the whole time. These people are letting you into their home. Hey, thank you so much for letting us come through today. I'm being friendly with the property manager, the listing agent, and the seller. I appreciate their time and the opportunity to meet them and come view their property, right? Thank you for showing me everything around. Okay, well, how long have you lived here for? Or, do you have good relationships with the people that are currently living here? How long have you been managing the property, Mr. or Mrs. Property Manager? Mr. Seller, how long have you owned the property? Have you been managing it yourself? Oh, listing agent, great. Do you sell these types of properties all the time? Do you only work in this market, or do you work all over Southern Ontario? Right? I'm interested. I want to be friendly. I'm asking questions, but I'm not being too invasive. And I want them to know that I am serious about this particular opportunity, regardless of how interesting it is as I'm going through the walkthrough or not. I want to build that rapport so they know that I'm somebody that's trustworthy, serious, and ready to make a deal happen if it's the right fit. Rapport is important. All right, I'm going to hit you guys with some quick tips and things to consider before and during your walkthroughs. Number one, use all your senses. Look, I got a big nose. I'm smelling everything when I'm going through. Is it musty in the main entrance when I'm going through in the winter or right after it rained? It means the carpet's kind of old and dirty. They don't take care of them maybe. Are there air fresheners? Why are there air fresheners? Do all the units smell like smoke? Is there mold in the basement, right? I'm using my nose to figure out if there are potential moisture problems or if the building just stinks. I'm also listening as I'm going through the units. Can I hear the other units? Is it loud? Can I hear the street traffic? Can I hear buddy below? Can I hear buddy under? Is the mechanical room so loud I can hear it from the unit right above, right? Are the laundry machines going and they're banging around like crazy so they're old and need to be replaced, right? I'm visually going to look at absolutely everything. And I hate to say it, but sometimes when you're buildings, you kind of get that taste, right? Stale smoke, mold, must, something. You're going to taste that on the tongue. So if you're tasting that, maybe there's some concerns that the property needs to be cleaned up. We're going to invest in new common areas. We're going to take care of the moisture problem so there's less mildew, there's less mold, whatever it may be. But use all your senses. This is important and be very aware of them, right? Next up, parking and land. When I'm doing the exterior, a big component of an investment strategy for investors like us, and one reason why our partners work with us, is value add. Is there land that can be better utilized for storage space, parking, building additional units, severing lots? One thing that we're really keen on is looking at those types of opportunities. Where is the building positioned from the frontage, the depth, the neighboring lots? What other lots around you have done other things to their property to improve the value, whether it's adding units, changing up their parking, whatever it may be. So looking at the parking and the land to see if that can be better utilized to instantly boost cash flow or give you future upside. Chef's kiss, we love that. Questions? I'm being friendly. I'm building that rapport. I put that right under at the bottom here, building that rapport. We'll get to that last. But I'm asking the property manager. I'm asking different questions to a property manager versus the listing agent, versus the seller who self-managed the property that I'm meeting direct. And understand kind of the chain of command when you actually go meet everybody to view the property. Is this the property manager's show and the listing agent's just there for a formality? Or is it vice versa? Is the property manager super quiet and the listing agent's controlling all the conversation? Get a better idea of that relationship. Is there trust there? There may be things that the listing agent doesn't want you to know that the property management does. Get a better understanding of that relationship. Pay attention, but ask questions. Next up, experience. If you don't have an experience and you're going to be doing this, go view properties, right? I'm not saying go waste sellers and listing agents' time and saying, hey, I want to do a walkthrough when you're not qualified and you're not, in a position where that offer or that property could make sense. But go meet with other investors that have experience looking at these buildings. Go talk with inspectors, go talk with listing agents, go talk with buyer's agents, better understand what they look for when they're walking through properties. Get some walkthroughs under your belt and think critically as you're going through them, right? And last but not least, build that rapport. Listen, I'll say this very, very clearly. Deals are done through relationships. People are not going to do business with you if you're an a-hole. They're not going to do business with you if they don't trust you. This is a very small world when things come down to it. Your reputation is important. Be upfront, be serious, but also be very fair. Do not waste your time. Do not waste anybody else's time. But if you view a property and it's not the right fit for you for whatever reason, let them know, hey, this one doesn't work for me for this reason, but I love these types of deals if they are X, Y, Z. Do you have any other properties, Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller? Mr. Agent, Mr. Property Manager, do you have any other properties on your radar, off market, on market coming up that would fit this instead of X or Y? These are how you start to build relationships, whether this deal works out for you or not. Maybe they bring you a deal in 3, 4, 5, 6 months, 2 years because you had good rapport and you mentioned something that is a better fit for you. Who knows? But building that rapport, making those relationships, that's how deals get done, baby. I love walkthroughs. I have done a bunch of them, and it is one of the things that we continue to do to make sure us and our partners are consistently finding great value in multifamily real estate. If you have any tips or tricks for us, we'd love to hear from you. What are things that you do in your walkthroughs, or what are things that you want to learn for your next walkthrough to make sure that you find the right property and the right deal? Hit us up in the comments. If you like the video or you want more, smash the like, hit the subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next video.